It's Dawn from Dawn, Ohio's Honey Gardener. How are you? Hey friends, I am so excited today because we are starting one of the favorites in our household, and I'm sure it is in a lot of others, but it is tomatoes. And we are going to go over today our varieties of tomatoes, indeterminate versus determinate tomatoes, and as well as starting your tomato seeds. But for those of you who are new, my name is Dawn, and please like and subscribe. We live on a almost 1 acre of land with my husband and son. Our garden is about 50 by 50, so it does the trick. And I am so excited for those of you that are here that are new and for the ones who have been around a little bit. So with that said, let's get started. So I want to go over my varieties first that I'm going to do and then talk a little bit about some of the ones I have grown and some of the ones that I'm not going to grow. Doesn't mean they were bad, but just kind of what fits my lifestyle. Some gardeners they grow with their eyes and their heart. I do, but I also grow with the intention of growing a year's worth of food in the garden. So sometimes I have to even that out and go with what we need versus pretty and glorious and things that take a little bit more of my time and energy to focus on prepping them, just caring for them. So the less that I have to do hands-on is better in my household. So the first one that I am going to go over, and that is the San Marzano, and this is new to me this year. This one is a burpee. This one came from the Big Lot. No, this one came from Dollar General, and I think I got these for 10 cents. They were like a 90% off of the seed packages, so I think I got like 10 of them actually, and this is going to replace my Rio and the Roma that I did. Last year I also did the Floridad. All of these are part of the determinants, and what that is these tomatoes and the ones that I'm replacing this one with are determinate tomatoes. These are predetermined tomatoes, and they are going to produce a certain amount. That is it. So they're going to come on all at once, they're going to give you a lot, and then they're going to be done. Now the indeterminate tomatoes are tomatoes that are so pretty. They're not just red. They're many different colors. There are many different tastes. And I personally, if I had the time of day to grow, I would probably grow all of them. A couple years ago, I grew so many that I felt like that's all I did in the garden was prune, take care of them, water, make sure they had enough airflow, all of those things. Determinate tomatoes are less maintenance. You don't have to prune them. You do have to give them their space to get the airflow and the sunshine, but really that's about it. Maintenance and, as far as feeding them, that is really truly about it. You don't have to trellis the determinate ones. The indeterminate ones you have to trellis because they have an indeterminate amount throughout the season, and you have until your first frost to get tomatoes all season long. So with that said, the reason that I'm choosing the determinate tomato is, like I said, the maintenance, but also they are the ones that are more for the canning, the preserving, dehydrating, all of those things. Now, you can do that with all of the indeterminates, but again, I would rather do a lot of these with less maintenance and get more product all at the same time for canning. Your indeterminate ones they come on all season, so you kind of get just little, increments of tomatoes. So they are really, really good for fresh eating. And in my book, I am growing a few, and that's the reason, because they are a wonderful tomato to eat fresh. I have a early Cascade from M.I. Gardener. This one is about a 70-day till maturity. So this one I'm hoping that I'm going to get some tomatoes early in the season with this. This is why I'm growing this one. And I have a super sweet 100 hybrid. I grew this last year, and I grow cherry tomatoes for preserving in jars, as far as like fresh spaghetti Italian sauces that you can preserve in olive oil, and we'll go into further detail at a later date with these, but these are very sweet, and I also use these for fresh eating in the salads. A Sunray tomato. Now, I do not know, but the tomatoes that have sun in them are usually the tomato that has a very high sweet. It's called the brick scale, and I like the Sun Gold Cherry, and I'm definitely going to be growing that, but they're kind of hard to get for seed, so my local greenhouse carries them, and I usually get 2 or 3, and that suffices me. Last year, before I knew it, they were all dead, and I did not save any seeds. So the Sunray is also from M.I. Gardener. It's an indeterminate, so he is going to require a little bit of maintenance, more than the others, but it is a golden orange variety. It's one of the sweetest yellow tomatoes that we have tried. It says it's a close cousin to the Sun Sugar, which is right under the Sun Gold in the brick scale. So it is definitely a sweet tomato, and I can't wait. This is a new one for me. And then there is the orange Rossellini. This is new to me. Got some little bit of wetness, and I don't want to keep that dampness on there. There we go. So this orange Rossellini, it is an indeterminate as well. This tomato is among the sweetest tomato that they have also tasted. So this is from Italy, and it is great for drying. So this would be a good dehydrator tomato. Can't wait to try this one. This one's new. So I feel like these tomatoes may require even more maintenance, just because the package said 8 to 10 weeks. I'm not sure if it was a misprint, but I only grew, let me see, I have 6. Oh, I have 6 of them. But these are the Gobstopper from M.I. Gardener, and I have grown these every year since I started gardening. The first year, they look like a little grape, but they turn kind of they're green, but they have a tint of yellow, and they look so shiny, but they are as good as they look. So I have done these every year. And then, let's see, I have the Paul Robeson. I just have 2 of those. They are an indeterminate tomato. These are excellent, so I am growing 2. And then I have the Kellogg's Breakfast. I grew that one last year, and I am going to keep that one in my garden as well. And I have 5 of those with a cabbage, I do believe. But those are my go-to. Those are the ones that I'm definitely going to grow this year. If I have time after my tomatoes and the early spring crops that I'm going to put into the garden, I may grow some more, but for me, that is about the tomatoes that I'm going to grow this year. All right, guys, let's start with planting your seeds. I have a 50 cell container that I'm so frugal. I walked into a Walmart and they were selling succulent cactuses, and they had them in all of these, and when they were selling they had the little, and they just took them out. So I have 6 or 7 of these. So the gentleman that was standing by the exit by these, I actually had asked him what they were going to do with them, and he said, oh, we just throw those away. And I said, do you mind if I could take those home? And he said, sure. He's like, that's one less thing I had to throw away. So, and these things are durable. They are sturdier than most of the containers that you buy, and like the 6-packs, they are so much sturdier, and the middle's kind of flimsy, but the material is really sturdy. So I'm really excited about these. And so I'm using these. Now, so you don't have to pot these up, because when I put them into here, I'm going to have to put these in bigger containers before I put them out into the garden. But these 4-packs are a little bit bigger, and you can put them in here. You can grow multiple seeds in here, 6 to 7 and maybe 10, and then plant them up, or you can do 2 in each one, and then once they germinate you can pick your best one and pull the other one out, and then you don't have to pot these up. These will be ready. You can grow these into the put these into the garden. Now these, I am definitely just going to put 2 seeds in each of these. The packs of seeds that I have are new, so the germination rate should be really high. So I'm going to do that with this 50 cell pack. And then let's see, what else? You also have 3-packs that are pretty big that you can grow in. These can actually grow right into the garden, or you can take these and take these out and plant these right into the garden. You wouldn't have to pot up. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I only have 3 heating pads, and then I also only have 3 grow light shelves. So I will be doing tomatoes and peppers, and that will be taking all 3 of these shelves. So I have actually got my greenhouse ready. I got that ready yesterday. Have most of my cold hardy plants out there hanging out. They're doing super. So that is what I need all of these shelves for, my peppers and my tomatoes. And then once it starts to get warm out there overnight, I can put these out and then start some of my flowers and other vegetables that I'm going to be putting in the garden. So for planting your seeds, you always want to make sure when you do your soil is dampen your soil. I had mine in a bowl, stuck it in, got some water, got it pre-moistened, and when you squeeze it, you don't want to squeeze it and the water come out, but you want to squeeze it and it be in a clump, so that way it is moistened for you. So planting your tomato seeds, make sure that you are just making a little indent into the soil with your finger. And then we'll start with the orange Rossellini. And let's see, it says, oh, my approximate seed count is 10. So I am going to, now the Rossellini is a indeterminate, and I'm only going to grow probably, let's do 5 of them, and then we'll see, because I think I only want, like I said, I don't want too many indeterminate tomatoes, because I do not want to care for them all summer long. And did I tell you that I grew my first year? I almost had 80 indeterminate tomato plants. And while it was wonderful in the garden, I was tired. So I want to make sure that I'm enjoying the garden and not overwhelming myself. So the orange Rousselini is in. Now, as far as like tagging and labeling, I go to my local Dollar General and you can get these 70-piece wood sticks for $1. That is a steal. I will use these twice. You use the front and then I cross off, and then the next season I'll use them again on the other side. So that's what I use. And then guys, I am just covering them up. Oh, I got a clump of dirt. I want to make sure that it's not too clumpy and gonna prevent, because it was right over top of my seed. So I want to make sure that it's got some soft soil to grow up through. All right, guys, there you go. My orange Roussellinis are planted just like that. Let's do our Sunray tomatoes. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Sunray tomato. Actually, just the tomato in general. Oh, these have 25. I love a good tomato, and I'll tell you, the Paul Robeson tomato, I grow that. This is my 3rd year, and I have not had an experience like Jessica over at Roots and Refuge. She had a story to tell that she had picked a Paul Robeson in the middle of a hot day, and it was the most gratifying tomato, she said, that she had ever tasted, and still hasn't got that, because every single tomato has a different taste to it. Not everyone is exactly the same. That she told that story so good, and I think just the exaggeration of the intense flavor that it had makes me want to grow it every year. So I hope someday I'm able to have that same experience that she did with a Paul Robeson. All right, so let's get these. All right, so I have got my Sunray tomatoes in as well. And guys, I am actually just setting them right here, so I know I'm doing 1 row of those. I have 5 of those. I'm only going to pick probably my best 2 or 3 and then give them away to friends or family so they can enjoy those as well. Guys, I am going to, let's see, the San Marzano, I'm probably going to do 20, maybe 25 of these, and then I'm going to do probably, I might throw in some Rios. I said I wasn't going to do those, but I may. Once I get to growing, and then I'm at a standstill on all of my seeds and I'm waiting, I get impatient, and then I start growing some more, and that is what happens. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video on growing tomatoes, and I hope you have success with your tomatoes. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Happy gardening. Bye-bye.